Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mithun, and in this YouTube tutorial I'm going to show you how you can use the blur feature or blur filter available in Camtasia Studio. After watching this YouTube tutorial, you will be easily able to add blur feature to whatever footage you want, and you will also be able to tweak this blur feature using Camtasia's inbuilt properties panel and modify it to your heart's content without breaking a sweat. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. What's exactly a blur filter or a blur tool that is available in various video editors? Actually, blur is nothing but a filter that you can use to hide various information that is recorded on your screen. In many cases, when you record your screen, you might actually record some unwanted information that you don't want to share with the world. And even in the editing process, if you want to hide that information, without blur, you will actually have to edit the part out, or you have to place a solid box which would actually look really ugly in the video. So in order to keep the quality of the video and not disrupt the flow of the aesthetics of this video, you may want to use the blur feature or blur filter available in your video editing software. Unfortunately, many video editing softwares don't actually come packed with this feature, and in many cases you will have to manually configure a particular filter that could be used as a blur feature. But for me, I have been using PepoCloud since the last 7 months, and it also has a really great blur feature that you can use after the video is recorded on the screen. Once the recording is completed, using the PepoCloud's inbuilt editor, you can edit out things, you can add transition, you can add a blur feature, whatever you want without breaking a sweat. So if you're looking for a web application that could take care of your screen recordings and also help you place blur filter anywhere you want, you should definitely check PepoCloud out. Now, one of the most frequently asked question when it comes to blurring out things on your screen is blur feature available in most video editors? No. As I mentioned earlier, blur feature is an advanced feature that might not be available in many video editing platforms. The reason is simple. Primarily, this feature is usually not used by many video editors if it is already pre-made, if it is already available in the video editing software. Most pro level video editors already know how to replicate this filter and how to create their own effects using various tools available in these advanced professional level video editing software such as Premiere Pro and DaVinci Resolve. So if you're using an affordable video editing software and it does not have this blur feature or blur filter available on the go, you can actually switch to DaVinci Resolve or PepoCloud to get access to this particular feature. Blur is really important in these days because if you want to hide something on your screen, either you can actually crop out that particular part or edit that part out, or place a black box or something similar on the screen which would actually ruin the aesthetic of your video, as I said earlier. So blur actually saves the day even in that regard. Now that you know how important it is to blur out feature and how this feature might not be available in many video editing softwares, let's jump onto the tutorial and see how Camtasia can actually help you edit out parts that you do not want to be visible on the outputted video. As you can see on the screen, I have a few clips on my media bin, and I'm gonna remove all the clips that are available in the media bin or the timeline clip, and then I'm gonna drag this warrior fighting clip that I downloaded from pexel.com and place it on my timeline. Since it has a lot of subjects in the background, it would be really fun to demonstrate how effective this particular feature is in Camtasia Studio Editor. In order to add any effect or any special effect to your timeline clip, I would highly recommend you to split the clip into multiple parts. In order to split the clip into multiple parts, all you have to do is select the clip and press the S key on your keyboard. And now drag the pin to whatever location you want, and then select the clip again and press the S key on your keyboard again. Now the clip has been divided into 3 sections. I am going to add the blur effect to this particular section, and in order to add the blur effect, I have to go to the annotations menu that is available in Camtasia. So if you haven't been able to find the blur feature on Camtasia software, the problem is that it is not actually listed as blur. It is actually listed under the annotations options in the editor. Once you are at the annotations option, you can go to the 4th option, which actually shows you an icon of a droplet. And this is where blurring and highlighting features on the Camtasia editor is available. In order to add the blur feature to your timeline, all you have to do is drag the particular special effects and place it over the timeline clip that you want to blur out information on, and drag the pin to see the effect in action. As you can see right at the center of the video, a particular section has been completely blurred out. Although a lot of information is still gaugeable, but you will see that all the necessary information has been completely blurred out. Now if you want to actually resize it, you can easily resize it by using your mouse, and you can actually play around with this resize option. After that is done, I'm going to go to this properties panel in Camtasia, and I'm going to increase or decrease the intensity of the blur filter if I want. I'm pretty sure that you might have seen some videos in which everything else is blurred but a single subject is visible. That is done to actually highlight that particular person in that video. In order to do that with Camtasia, all you have to do is click on this invert option. As soon as you click on this invert option, everything else in the background will be blurred out and the subject will be highlighted. So I'm gonna revert, and that's pretty much it with this basic blur option. Now comes the fourth option, which is pixelate option. You can easily drop this pixelate option onto any clip that you want, and drag your pin to that particular area to see the pixelate option in action. Unlike the blur function or feature, the pixelate filter actually works in a different way. It actually increases the size of pixel that is visible on the particular section of the screen. Let's say that if I want to hide this gentleman who is wearing a red costume, I can actually place this special effect on top of that particular subject and tweak the options in the spotlight pixelate property panel by increasing the intensity or decreasing it. Now if you see, you can see that all major and all the sharpness is gone from that particular area, and I can also reduce the size a bit to make it look really compact. So that's how the pixelate option looks. It looks a bit weird when you compare it with the blur function, that is a basic function that is available in Camtasia, and you can actually increase the number of pixels, that increase or decrease the number of pixel in this particular area, and it will completely hide the information. So in many cases that could be useful, especially if you are actually recording the screen and there is a lot of text. You can use the pixelate function to completely hide the text from the viewer. Once every setting is completed, you can export the video by clicking on this export button and selecting the local file option. So that's pretty much it with this tutorial. I hope you learned how to use the blur function in Camtasia to hide particular useful or private information on the screen. If you have any doubts regarding this tutorial, please drop them in the comment section below. I will see you in my next tutorial. Till then, take care and bye bye.